Good afternoon. My name is Gerardo Genta, and as a part of the group number 4, we are going to talk about Red Cross as a part of the technology-based branding. My part of the project is the role of the social media and how that can improve the community perceptions in the brand. So I'm going to cover all these many things in the agenda, and talking about interactive marketing, how can be improved the interaction with the society through the use of social media. In general aspect, how Red Cross implemented, and we're gonna explain a couple of information about the survey we conducted, and the relationship in the marketing, and develop the idea of and support the brand. So starting with the interactive marketing. Interactive marketing is a process how the company can react based on the environment, basically. So the idea is going to be interact with customers, and based on the individual reaction, how the company react. Can be positive, can be negative, so the company needs to be really careful and which are going to be the actions they have to take. Based on that, we can see the website of the Red Cross. They interact in several ways. They have the website. They also have the different social medias. And in talking about social media, I'm going to explain in detail about the importance of social media nowadays. We can see here, based on a research we have done, all over the world there are more than 1,000 platforms, and how important is nowadays the use of social media for companies. So here we can see the most important ones, the 17 most important ones all over the world. We can see how many users we have in monthly active. So many companies based on the number of, not only the number of users, but based on the number of people who is currently active in the different social media. Here you can see Facebook is one of the most important ones. YouTube, how much potential improvement and incomes can bring to the companies. How many users we have in WhatsApp, and the number of messages, and the importance of for companies be aware and the growing on the social media platforms. So that is something most of the company need to be aware. The differences between one platform and the other one, because Facebook is more like a for social, but we have like a LinkedIn, it's more like a platform thinking about jobs. And we have many of the platforms in social media, they start sharing pictures and video, but through the time they evolve. Nowadays, the use of social media, we can see here how many users we have in the most important social media platform. Here you can see YouTube and Facebook and WhatsApp are one of the most important and biggest platform nowadays. We can see here in this research they have conducted every year how many people interact and how much time they spend and use internet through the time, through the day. Sometimes they conducted and checking which is the action they have. If they use a mobile phone, if they use a computer, and we can see here how many people and how many phones they have based on the population, and how much important is nowadays creating an interactive platforms to make it more flexible and spread the message to the community, completely different than it used to be thinking before, based on the use of desktop and how the interaction with the users can change the conception of the use of social media. Here we can see also how important is the use of social media through the time, because we can see here we used to spend in 2015 at least every single day almost 2 hours, and how much we are tend to go up and use social media platform every single day. So the importance of having like a interactive content, update information in the social platform can be make a huge difference through the companies. So in the effective social media, I'm going to introduce how Red Cross handle the different platforms they have. On the website, we can see at the bottom page, we have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. That is the type of social media Red Cross currently use. Here we can see a screenshot of the Facebook platform, and we can see how many people follow them and how many people interact through this platform. And the important they already have Red Cross is the possibility of create events. Not many people know that the Red Cross posts every day or weekly activities in the community. That is something they need to work harder to try to make it more visible to the community. Here we can see the Instagram and how many followers we have and how many posts. So the number of posts also create an idea of how frequently the company interact with the society, not only by post of the photo, but also how the people posting photo related to Red Cross. Here we have the Twitter, and in the last 10 years, the importance of the different social media platform for Red Cross, the most important one is Facebook. They use this one like a more for news, but they don't post it too frequently as the other platform, because they already know they have interaction through Facebook or Instagram. And on this one, there is the LinkedIn platform. So they don't have many followers because it's not, as I said before, no related to employers. So you don't have many followers on this website, but you can see how many employees they have on the organization here in New Zealand. Based on the survey, we can say at least all the people have at least one social media account, and we can check on the. I will show you later all the graph. We can say everyone of the person who participate and get involved in our survey at least have one social media account. Which one is going to be Facebook most of the time? So that is important for the organization to understand the impact. Sometimes they have more than one, like 60% they have more than one, and which could be potentially be Instagram the second one, because LinkedIn and Twitter are only 40%. Not many people know Red Cross, and that is something got our attention by different social media. They know more than friends, relatives, and news, which is something probably Red Cross need to pay more attention to and try to spread more the message through this platform, and also the interaction they have to create with the younger generation, because I will show you the teenagers and younger generation are the most important number of users we got from the survey. So how they need to tackle them in order to make it involved in the organization. Talking about the commitment, the reciprocity and the trust we can build through society, Red Cross all the time try to evolve and create like mission and values from the organization, and the importance of the interaction and be involved with society is to them. So the idea of create a humanitarian help is important, and this can create an interaction and build a trust. In the online market, it's harder to interact and create this trust. So that can be one of the reasons, because most of the people know Red Cross based on the news and the word of mouth. But it's important to understand in the future if the Red Cross want to get a donation, even though they already apply donation through the website. The importance of try to gather information to validate who is the person who wants to donate. The commitment is based on the trust. It's the idea of creating a relationship. So even though we tend to, as an organization, help society, we also need to meet the customer expectations. So in our case, it's going to be the donors. We need to prove them how we are going to use our money to get it back to the society. And the reciprocity is going to be this exchange we have. This exchange of the donation and how people can understand the importance of their donation in the impact on the society. So that is the exchange talking about reciprocity. In terms of barriers, we have as an organization, nowadays is with all this pandemic problem, getting donation and the economical situation is really, really hard. So people probably tend to be not donate by the credit card, which is one of the most use of kind of donation we have for the Red Cross. You can see all over the street people from the Red Cross try to get donations, and the one of the biggest one, the donation is through the credit cards. But also we can see we have like a second-hand items. We can the organization can get money selling first aid items, and also provide as Matthias mentioned before, the courses. And as a suggestion for us, it will be okay. Nowadays, Facebook and Instagram are merging. So the idea of and the opportunity they can create and the interaction they can get with the society, it will be huge. But they need to understand, as we can see, the evolution of social media. So they can help them to create a stronger relationship with the younger generation, but don't pay. They need to pay attention also, as I mentioned before, through all the new different social media platforms like TikTok, which is emerging and is growing too fast. But they don't need to leave it on the blank on the part of the offline platform, because the use of news and getting involved in the society is important, not only through social media, but how they can show to the people we are here and we are helping. So based on the survey we can see here, most of the people are participating and getting involved are females, men, sorry. As we can see here, most of the people are between 25 and 35 years old, but also this group is growing, and the implication of just 22% can help in the future to be a really huge influence in the organization. Most of the people that they are working and the occupation is working like in finance, most of them, but we have a few students. Many people know Red Cross. Most of the people is like more than 85%, and as I mentioned before, most of the people have a social media account. Like Facebook is the most important, Instagram is the second one. The most used is, as we can see here, Twitter and Instagram. As I mentioned before, others are making like a huge difference. Even Facebook is too small, and the website, the rest of the social media is probably doesn't make too much sense. So also the idea of invest or how they can interact with the organizations and the company who is the owner of the social media platform, to create a relationship between them, to don't spend money on that social media. We can see here the different products the social media offer, Red Cross offer. We have like most of the people know the second-hand service, the service they can offer to society, and the training course. We can see here many people willing to get involved in the company, in the organizations, and they consider to follow and try to figure out what the Red Cross is doing in the organization, even though the Red Cross doesn't post too much. They need to pay attention to it. Based on the experience, they got more information on Facebook, so if they're gonna post, Facebook and Instagram is gonna be the most important ones. Most of the people don't know you can have like a free course videos on YouTube, so you don't need to waiting for getting the course. They don't know much about the events, so the way how the organization is tackling the interaction is probably not the right one, and they need to figure it out something else. Any questions?
No. Okay, thank you, Gerardo. Okay, no question. All right. So Gerardo is, let's say, the only issue will be is like when you talk about interactive marketing, like that examples need to be more specific. Okay. The rest of the content is really good. Very, like say, you show us you did a lot of research and collected a lot of, like say, the information, secondary information as well as the primary data. That is really good. Okay. Yeah. And also it's like the percentage skew is alright, but just like just a similar problem with Matthias is when you automatically sometimes you turn back to the slides. Okay. So face more to the audience. Okay. That will be good. Thank you, Gerardo.
You're welcome.